Konnichiwa. Come on, I am Kono-san. Let me be your guide to episode 62 of the TEW 2016 challenge run on how to book a Monday, week 3 August episode of Monday Night Raw on the road to SummerSlam 2019. Let's get underway right now. We start not in the ring, but we wait for TEW to load, is what we do. Here we go. But with a backstage altercation. It shows AJ Styles arriving in a car in the parking lot, and he's approached by Seth Rollins. And the two get into a bit of a shouting match after their misconduct in the main event last week, allowing Adam Cole to pin John Cena in that 6-man tag. And they're two, Seth's like, I didn't mean to hit you with the forearm, Seth. It was a complete and utter accident. And Seth's like, I wanted this match with you because you're one of the greatest superstars of this generation, and I wanted to test my skills against someone they've called the best in the world and the phenomenal one and all this. Maybe you're just a little bitch. And then AJ would get in his face like, what the fuck you saying about me, mate? Until Nikki Bella would come in and break it up with security. And she would like, I don't understand what's going on. There was a bit of misconduct last week, but I see you two need to be on the same page and not rip each other's throats out, because I can't risk this Dream Universal Championship match being thrown away because you two can't control yourself. So in the main event, you two are going to team up yet again, and you're going to stay on the same page as you take on the hottest tag team on Monday Night Raw, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. The hottest tag team here of the decade. We're going to really see what you two can do as a tag team. Now, you go in there, and you're going to not rip each other's throats out, and you're going to give the fans a good show in the main event tonight. We then move on to our first match of the night. Sami Zayn defeats Fandango with a Helluva Kick. Newest member of the Undisputed Era, Sami Zayn, getting another strong win here. And then he grabs a microphone after the match. And he says, all I hear is why, Sami, why? Why did you join the Undisputed Era? And more recently, why did you come out and attack Johnny Gargano last week? Sami says, I'm going to keep it simple. I attacked Johnny Gargano last week because I felt like it. I felt like attacking the United States Champion and letting him know that I'm coming for his title at SummerSlam. There's not always this elaborate conspiracy theory. I've been on Twitter and I've seen all the fans trying to say, oh, Sami did it because this, and this. When in reality, none of that is true. Because I just did it because I won a title shot and attacking the champion. Whether or not, because I'll let you in a little secret, the general managers always say that you don't get a title shot by just attacking the champion. But history has shown that you kind of do. So, the ball is now in Gargano's court. If he wants to get back at me, he gives me what I want. Simple as that. And I now have all the power over Johnny Gargano. I mean, he's got a point. Killian Dane against Myron Reed, who's coming on a one-night deal. Killian Dane beats him in 4 minutes when he can't continue. Lays him out for the 10 count, basically. And then after the match, he continues to attack Myron Reed as Nikki Cross gets on the mic and she's like, this'll be you, Bray. You've shown your vulnerability last week when you collapsed or you were exhausted in your little smoky room. You've seen that Killian Dane can take the fight to you. Yet you still challenge him to a last man standing match. Well, that will be the last match that you'll ever have here on Monday Night Raw because Killian Dane is angry and he's hungry for vengeance. Bayley versus Billie Kay is a match that happens because they're both on Raw and they're both a part of the women's tag title Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam. So Bayley gets a strong win over Billie Kay of the Iconics. Samoa Joe then comes out. It would still be Bayley in the ring celebrating her win. And Samoa Joe would storm out on stage and storm into the ring and sort of take over the show and say last week he choked out Mustafa Ali because him and Mustafa Ali have had this thing for months on end now. dating all the way back to February when Ali took Joe out of the Elimination Chamber. And he still has the nerve to laugh at me, even though he knows what I can do in this ring. I could destroy him and anybody at the blink of an eye. At Monday Night Raw, it's not big enough for the two of them. So that's why Joe's challenging Mustafa Ali. One-on-one at SummerSlam. I quit match. Loser has to leave Monday Night Raw. Emphatic statement by Joe and a huge challenge laid out for SummerSlam. Let's see if Ali will accept that. I'm sure he will. Tag team showcase match, because I like to do these every now and again to get the tag teams on the show. And the Street Profits. It's not elimination. It says it's elimination, but that's just how Fatal 4-Ways work in this mod. But it's not. It's going to be Montez pinning probably one of Heavy Machinery, or maybe Chad Gable or Jason Jordan, one of them. But Montez Ford gets the pinfall for the Street Profits, and they get the victory, and they get the momentum out of these four hot tag teams here on Monday Night Raw. As the Raw Tag Team division really is shaping up to be something quite special. Adam Cole. Just Adam Cole in his... You have the room at NXT, like the little scaffold place where the Undisputed cut all their promos. But there's also that little place, like in the back of a truck or whatever, where Adam Cole sits by himself whenever he wants to cut just a promo. So he's there. He's by himself. No Roddy, no Kyle, no Bobby Fish, no Sami Zayn. And he's talking, saying, "John, I beat you last week." And that pretty much wrapped up my story, because I wanted to get you out here. I suckered you here to Raw by insulting your ex-fiancé, knowing that you'd respond, because you're the bigger man. You can't just let stuff like that lie. And now, here we are 2 weeks out from SummerSlam, and we're still butting heads, John, because you screwed me 2 weeks ago. I screwed you last week. So at SummerSlam, me and you, why don't you say we do this one last time, finally one-on-one, John Cena versus Adam Cole, baby. Biggest party of the summer. And that will be when your time will officially be up, and our time will be undisputed. Another random showcase match. Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley have a match. Rhea gets a win because she did take the L at Insurrextion, and she was on a losing team in the 8-woman tag last week. Just to let her know that she's still a threat here, that she beats Candice. Becky and Bianca Belair have a segment. And Becky she says Bianca had to pin Rhea Ripley in the Insurrection match because, again, she knows Becky's the strongest force on the Raw Women's division, and that Bianca can't beat her one-on-one, and that's why she's held this championship for a last month. But at SummerSlam, Becky's going to take it back and once again stop the women's division from becoming an afterthought, because she's the real star of the division, and she helped bring that championship up to relevance. She helped it main event WrestleMania. She can't just sit back and let some weirdo with long hair ruin all the hard work she put in. And Bianca's like, "Girl, you say that you're the most relevant and hottest star here on Monday Night Raw. Well, I believe whoever's got the championship has that, and that's me, sis. Because I did this all by myself. It's never been Bianca Belair and somebody else. It's always just been me. It's just been Bianca, where it was Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Sasha and Bayley. And then it was Becky and Ronda. And then, well, as evidenced last week, you still think you're the most relevant woman on Raw, yet you had to cling on to Sasha and Bayley last week in the 6-woman tag team match to get a win, because you know they're more relevant than you, and they were bigger stars than you'll ever be in NXT, and they could do stuff without you, but you were there clinging on to them. You were always the afterthought of the 4 horsewomen, because you were a loser, Becky, and I exposed that at Insurrection, and I'll expose you yet again at SummerSlam. Ruby Riott comes out, and she says she challenges Becky to a match right now, because Ruby hasn't had the greatest string of losses, or greatest string of momentum since Extreme Rules, when she got beat by Becky, and she lost her friend Sarah Logan, and she's sitting back, she's like, I'm all by myself now, I've got no one to hold me down, this is my chance to break out, and I'm going to beat the man one-on-one, once and for all. So her and Becky have their match, Becky beats her again. This got penalised for repetitive booking, but it's still got a 74 B-, so that's actually pretty decent. Another selfie phone camera video from Tyler Breeze and Connie and Aaliyah from wherever the fuck they are. They're travelling around the world in their seasonal residency with their laying on sunbeds with their pina colada or whatever the fuck else they drink. Talking about how SummerSlam is not the biggest party of the summer this year because Tyler Breeze wasn't invited. The biggest party of the summer is right here, wherever Tyler Breeze is, and wherever Connie is, and wherever Aaliyah is. And the party don't start till Breeze gets back. Nakamura beats Elias with a Kinshasa after Baron Corbin gets involved. That's about it. 75 B-. After the match, Paul Heyman comes out and he congratulates Nakamura on a win over Elias. And he says, make no mistake about it, Brock Lesnar is not underestimating Shinsuke Nakamura, because the beating that you gave my client Brock Lesnar in your first encounter in Japan, Brock Lesnar has held those scars all this whole time for these last 12, however many it is, years. So Nakamura, and make no mistake about it, Brock Lesnar knows how dangerous and how strong, and he knows all about strong style. But Nakamura, this is a different Brock Lesnar that you faced all those years ago, because Brock Lesnar, he's more than just Japanese strong style, he's beast style. He's UFC MMA style. And he's coming for a fight at SummerSlam. And the question is, Nakamura, will you be ready for the beast, Brock Lesnar, at SummerSlam? Bray Wyatt, back in his spooky room. Bo Dallas, Wolf, and Sarah Logan are behind him, taking in like the beatdown that Killian Dane gave Myron Reed earlier on. And Bray Wyatt just drops to his knees and starts laughing to himself maniacally, and then fade to black. So Bray Wyatt is clearly ready for Killian Dane next week, and finds something very funny about what Killian Dane did to Myron Reed earlier on. Main event gets an 84 B+, which I guess is fine. The Usos defeat Seth Rollins and AJ Styles when Jimmy defeats AJ following a botched interference by Seth. So the two... I'd probably have AJ tag himself in at one point to make himself the legal man. And then the Usos would charge. Rollins would be distracted, and then he'd have his back to the ring, and then he'd turn around and do like a kick. Thinking he's going to kick Jimmy Uso, he kicks AJ Styles. The other Uso kicks Rollins off, and then double super kick and splash. AJ's down, and the Usos pick up the win. After the match, things get very heated between AJ and Seth. They have another heated confrontation where they shout at each other, where AJ accuses Seth of attacking him on purpose, and Seth's like, nah, mate, you're misunderstanding this, you're confused. And then they'd get in each other's faces, but then a parade of mid-carders would come out from the back and pull them apart before they can touch, because Nikki doesn't want Seth and AJ touching before SummerSlam because she wants to keep her Universal Championship match intact. End the show. Get a 88B+. Yes, exactly that. Great guess. So yes, that is the end of Monday Night Raw. Pretty decent show. Things are moving along nicely on the road to SummerSlam. And next week will be the last show before SummerSlam with Bray Wyatt versus Killian Dane in the Last Man Standing match. And also Baron Corbin and Elias will finally go one-on-one. And what I'm sure will be a thrilling contest. But next up is SmackDown 205 Live in episode 63. I'll see you then.